And the first one I'm going to start with is the eye. So I'm going to decide what shape I want here, and I'm going to go ahead with size, and I'm going to go ahead and cut right in the center. That might be a little bit big. I'm trying to decide what size. I'm going to go for it. Right in the middle. And you notice that I'm supporting the inside with my hand. If your clay gets stuck in there, you can just carve it out of there with a needle tool or with an X-Acto knife. Going right in the middle, spinning a little, pulling it right back out. You always want to clean pull makers out with clay in there. Plus, I'm going to use it for the rest of the holes here. So here we go. I'm going to smooth the inside because when you make holes, it tends to do a little. It kind of has this little edge on the inside. So make sure you clean up your edges inside your owl. Boom. I can also use my sponge. All right, so this guy can kind of see now. He can kind of see now, which is very nice. And now I'm going to go through and really just play. I'm going to go and I'm going to make these holes random inside the scales. Start opening it up. I'm not really pre-planning much. I do know that I kind of want to go inside my little scale shapes, but it's random where I'm placing it somewhat. You can get really planned out on this if you want and do some kind of hole punch pattern, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to come in with a bigger one just for fun. Try not to punch a hole in the seam. You see how it gets all kind of scrappy on the inside? You see the little clay is kind of scrappy, so we got to come in and clean that up later. It works best if you wait until the clay is a little drier to try and clean up the little interior scrappies. So with these hole punchers, you're basically coming in with the pointy part first and then twisting as you push in. There's a smaller one for that side. Switching back to the bigger one again. I'm just kind of playing. If you do put a hole near the seam, be really careful when you do it. You can do it, you just got to be careful. So now I'm just kind of looking around to see like where I'm going to put the next hole. Where am I going to put the next hole? And we're going to keep going with that. I'm going to keep going with that. But for now, I just want to finish this off with you guys. All right, so we got to do some cutouts here. So you see that this eye right there is cut out, that the light's going to come through. So watch this. I'm going to take my knife. It's an X-Acto is what I'm using. And I'm going to come in here. I'm going to follow the eye. Let's see. Check this guy out. starting at about here, and I'm going to follow the eye, make a half circle, and then give yourself a little half moon. Whoa, it just got crooked on that one. And you boop. There we go. There's one. The other one I'm going to turn around towards me for a minute so I can see what I'm doing, so that they're both kind of even. So I'm just following the circle that is the coil and cutting out a half moon from there. There we go. Rubber tip tools or a paintbrush will really help clean this up. You definitely want to clean it up. I think a paintbrush is probably the best tool for it. Coming in here, smoothing out any lines or imperfections on that coil. You can go in the eye. Smoothing up into the eye. I'm going to keep working that out. Oops. There he is. He's looking pretty cute. There he is. All right. So now what's left to do are the eyebrows, and the eyebrows are coils as well. So I'm going to make a coil. I have tons of clay here, little pieces and parts. Started in the air. And then again, for coils, you're basically pushing down with pressure only when you pull out. When you roll out is when you put the pressure. And you want it to be, again, the thickness of about a pencil. You want to try and get it as even as possible, so I'm looking for the lumps. Maybe a little skinnier than a pencil, because your eye coil was the size of a pencil, so maybe the eyebrow is a little bit skinnier than that. Cutting that one off there. So I cut this coil sort of randomly, and then I'm going to lean it up against the other coil part and cut it so that they're both the same lengths. All right. He needs a lot of refining for sure. I just don't want to do all the refining on video, so you guys don't have to wait around for it. Okay, his eyebrows, I like to taper, so I'm going to taper. I'm going to make the ends come to a little point. See that? Come to a little point. And now I can decide, so my eyebrow is going to start here. They're going to go off the rim. And they can curl around. You can try it out however you like it. This was pretty simple, but it went way back. Whoops, sorry. This was pretty simple, just came off and down. So let's see. Taper it a little bit more. Okay, so here's what I got so far. I'm just kind of like playing with the design of the eyebrow. I'm happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and score it. I'm going to put it back on there. I'm going right to the top here, and then curving again. So this will leave a little white, not a white line, but a wet line. And this again, you have to be careful with a little small scoring tool. Adding my water. And now I'm going to very carefully attach this eyebrow. You don't want anything sticking up at the end, so that's why I'm kind of curving this end down back in onto the rim. And there's one eyebrow. Look at this guy. Isn't he cute? I'm going to refine the eyebrows for sure, and I've got to clean up the inside of these holes. The inside of the holes are going to get cleaned up like this. I'm just coming around and cleaning that up. A little wet paintbrush goes a long way. You definitely don't want any of these holes to be raised on the inside. All right, you guys, so I'm going to attach my other eyebrow. Here's where we are. That way. My video slipped. So he's coming along. He's coming along. There we are. And he's about to get like that. So you see that the eyebrow comes up. It joins in the middle. Right there. And then it comes all the way around. There we go. I'm going to add more holes, and I'm going to clean this guy up, and then I'm going to sign him. I'm going to sign the bottom. And that's it. You got your beautiful owl. You got your beautiful owl. All done. Of course, you're going to dry it with plastic over just the top.